Across Canada, an early blast of winter swept in before the calendar had even turned deep into November, blanketing much of Ontario and Quebec in thick, wet snow. Overnight, streets vanished under heavy drifts, tree limbs bowed low, and the familiar hum of city life gave way to the grind of plows and the hiss of salt spreaders. What started as a gentle flurry quickly grew into a regional cleanup effort that tested how ready communities were for the season's first major storm. In southern Ontario, snow arrived faster and heavier than forecasts first suggested. Highways became slick ribbons of white as drivers struggled to keep control. Provincial police responded to dozens of fender benders, while tow trucks worked continuously to pull vehicles from ditches and ramps. Traffic cameras showed long lines of headlights barely moving through blowing snow as municipal crews tried to clear key routes before the evening freeze set in. Downtown areas didn't escape the chaos. Streetcars in Toronto crept through corridors of white, buses labored up icy hills, and pedestrians picked their way through intersections, where crosswalks had disappeared beneath the slush. In Hamilton and Mississauga, snow piled against storefronts and bus shelters, bending frames and clogging drains. Shop owners spent the morning shoveling their entrances just to open doors for customers. Farther east, the capital region saw its own gridlock. Ottawa's main arteries turned into crawling chains of brake lights as hundreds of minor collisions slowed traffic to a standstill. Blowing snow obscured road signs and made lane markings vanish. City officials urged residents to stay home and give plows space to work, noting that the storm hit before most crews had fully shifted to their winter schedules. Air travel also took a heavy hit. Pearson International in Toronto and Ottawa International both reported waves of flight delays as ground crews scrambled to keep runways de-iced. Passengers waited inside crowded terminals while departure boards flickered with updates. Airport managers confirmed that every plow and chemical truck available was in operation, but visibility at times dropped to near zero.
গাছের পাতার সৌন্দর্য এবং যে গাছগুলো থেকে পাতা পড়ে গেছে সেগুলো সৌন্দর্য একাকার হয়ে
The dense, moisture-laden snow proved especially tough on trees still holding late-season leaves. Branches snapped under the weight, bringing down power lines and blocking residential streets. Utility crews across the Greater Toronto area worked overnight to restore service to tens of thousands of customers, left without heat or light. In some suburbs, transformers flashed blue against the storm clouds as limbs made contact with live wires.
All right, so the snow is now attacking Toronto again. Man, this year came pretty quick, honestly.
Power outages rippled across Ontario and parts of Quebec. Traffic lights went dark, and local businesses turned to generators to keep fridges and registers running. Hydro companies asked residents to conserve power where possible, while repairs continued through freezing wind. Municipalities set up temporary warming centers for affected neighborhoods as temperatures dipped well below seasonal averages. Rural regions saw equally harsh effects. In farm areas near London and Kitchener, early snow collapsed lightweight sheds and greenhouses, trapping tools and supplies beneath the drifts. Farmers described trudging through knee-deep snow to clear ventilation for livestock shelters and prevent roofs from caving in. The sudden freeze also halted fieldwork still underway in late harvest season. Construction zones across several cities suffered setbacks. Tarps tore loose in the wind, scaffolding froze solid, and concrete pours were suspended as surfaces iced over. Project managers halted operations until weather stabilized, while insurance representatives documented damage from collapsed fencing and water seepage. Many firms warned of delays to pre-holiday completion targets. City budgets felt the strain almost immediately. Overtime for plow drivers and the cost of additional salt shipments soared within 2 days. Public Works departments from Toronto to Kingston said salt reserves dropped faster than expected, prompting emergency resupply orders. Local councils acknowledged that winter spending forecasts would likely need revision after this early season hit. Cleanup extended well into the following days. Crews pushed back snowbanks, cleared storm drains, and worked to reopen secondary routes. Residents joined in with shovels and snowblowers, carving paths through shoulder-high piles. The scrape of metal on asphalt became the soundtrack of recovery as cities fought to reclaim sidewalks and intersections. As skies cleared and the snowpack began to settle, the scope of the storm's impact became clear. Damaged trees, bent fences, and frozen gutters marked the trail of winter's early arrival. Yet amid the disruption came a familiar resilience. Neighbors helped dig each other out. Hydro workers braved the cold to restore power, and a sense of endurance, so deeply tied to Canadian winters, shone through once again. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. Note, some footage in this video may be used for illustration and may not show the exact event described. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe.